Hello and welcome back to Mass Effect. Let's go back into action, and last time we just finished the first mission and we got to interact with a beacon, which caused us to have some sort of a vision. Well, that's weird, but whatever. We're fine now, and we are on track to go to the Citadel. So let's just go around the place and talk to people and explore our ship. So this ship is in fact a frigate, which is like a fairly small ship, just like the Atlantis. It can land on planets. It's not very good at landing on planets. The Atlantis was better because it was a corvette, so an even smaller ship. And this ship, the Normandy, certainly has a lot more crew in it, and a lot more space too, as you can see already. This is merely the... Huh? What was that? Ah. Blemished gel. Yeah, this is merely the medical bay, so you can imagine just how much bigger this is than the Atlantis was.
Hey, Commander.
Oh, hello, Ashley.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
He'll be missed.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
Well, I'm not sure how that relates. I mean, if he was still alive, then both of you would be here? Also, I should go. You earned it.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
Yeah, like, why would you not be on the Normandy with everyone else? That's a bit strange. We have room. So, how are you holding up?
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
Well, you're not the only one who gets your entire unit wiped out. We have a history of that. So, you helped.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
Glad to have you.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
Paragon +2. Yeah, so Dalton has always been very friendly to all his crew members, so it makes sense to continue the same trend here. Also, hello, Doctor.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
What do you think about the captain?
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
He's also a tactical genius. Alright, how about Kaiden?
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Kaiden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
Welp. Yeah, being a biotic, kind of not a very nice position to be in. You can fling things around with your mind, but yeah, there are downsides.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Yeah, the Alliance is trying to expand to the Attican Traverse, but of course it's not a very safe region, which is why nobody else is trying to expand there, aside from Batarians who are dangerous.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
Indeed.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
You should go. Alright, how about Kaiden himself? Let's ask him about those implants, I guess.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander. Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Or not. He's just going to ignore us. Also, Shepard's locker. You get some items for some reason. Pistol and sniper rifle. Okay. These are still really terrible pistols. I'm not sure why. Oh, right, I do have a level 2 pistol, so that does make sense. Alright, and our journal. It's still prologue, find the beacon. Speak to Joker. Yeah. It's a pretty weird way to tell it. Hello. We actually have some crew members that we don't know anything about. And this is the captain's quarters. But... there we go. Anderson is in a shade.
Go speak to Joker when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock. Go speak to Joker when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and speaking of which, I have to say... No, not that. We do have quite a similar number of Renegade and Paragon points. And also, sometimes I'm thinking that the way that Shepard's face turned out to be, it reminds me a bit more of what's his name? Benjamin Sisko from the first season of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. But hey, he was also a chaotic god, so I suppose that does fit. Also, let's get lost. This is not the path to the bridge, but let's investigate anyway. This is our cargo bay. And we have some things. And here are lockers. So we can in fact use these to equip our team members. I don't think I want to do that. That actually is pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. Generally, there's no real reason to equip people before going on a mission, because you get to equip them just before you go on a mission. But, well, you can also equip them as you are on the mission. Oh, there's a Mako. This is our vehicle that we use to explore some alien planets. Oh, and there's the Alliance Requisitions Officer.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
Supplies?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Pay you?
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
Licenses?
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
Manufacturers?
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Yeah, so basically you can buy licenses in different shops, and you can give it to this guy, and he will have kind of a subset of the shop that you bought from. So he's basically a portable shop that is always around in the Normandy.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Whoa. Huh. Okay, so he has some really good stuff because of my previous games, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I can also buy unique items. Medgel upgrade and grenade upgrade. Increases the maximum number of grenades in Medgel. I definitely want that. I think this is the only place where you can get them. Except. And they're really cheap. And I cannot afford anything else. I can sell things too. But here's the thing about selling stuff. You can see sell value is 9, 10, 11. It's not great. Even our most expensive things are 300. And here's the thing. You can choose to convert an item into Omnigel. The way that this works, well, Omnigel in general lets you get items from boxes if you fail the minigame, for one, and also it lets you repair this vehicle here if you get it damaged too much. But the way that converting equipment into Omnigel works is that it's kind of like scrap metal, if you do that. It only counts for the item type. So if you convert something that is extremely expensive into Omnigel, but it's of the same types, for example it's armor, you will get the exact same number of Omnigel as if you convert a really basic item into it. So that's why generally it doesn't really make sense to sell the lowest level items, and it's better to just convert them into Omnigel. And let's see here. This is engineering. And here's Engineer Adams. And also Field Integrity Monitor, which is just a codex entry, but it gives us experience too. So let's talk to Adams.
Shame about Jenkins, Commander. Shame about Jenkins, Commander.
Yeah. But yes, the drive core, Element 0 core, it's pretty amazing. Look at that. We'll learn more about it in the codex entry, but that's for later. Alright, so we've done everything we could here, so let's go to the bridge. Also, these elevators are there so that the game could load all the different things in this map. I think the doors are for the same reason here. FTL Comlink. So this is a place where we can talk to people, and this is the place where we can also see our mission briefings sometimes, question mark? At least we saw the first one there. Okay, let's talk to Presley.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
Nah.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
Sometimes people will have different lines when you talk to them a second time. Oh, a nav manual 1.4.1. Alright then. There are a lot of codex entries that you can collect, and they will give you a not negligible amount of information. So it's nice to have a look at the surroundings. But okay, so I was told to tell Joker to go to the Citadel, so let's do just that.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
So you didn't even need us to tell him that, okay?
Look at the size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Wow, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
And this
This
the
is an
Citadel.
outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
He is dangerous.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. He needs to be stopped. The Council has to listen to us.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not his.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, You and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
That's why I hate Udina. He is a terrible ambassador. Especially if you compare him with Doyle, who would never do something like that, like calling the council here and asking for things. That's just really bad. Also, what? So yes, this is the Citadel. It is a gigantic space blossom, but also it is the seat of the Galactic Council, the largest ruling council in the entire galaxy. And, well, it also has a lot of political power, a lot of firepower, a lot of inhabitants on the wards, and it also has the Presidium where we are right now, which is the ring on the end of the Citadel. And the Presidium is pretty much just strictly for the diplomatic space. Only diplomats are allowed here on certain diplomatic missions. Also, there's a computer console, which we can decrypt. Interesting. This must be Udina's computer. Alliance Patrol Report. Captain Henriksen reported some unusual energy readings during a patrol of the Argos Rogue cluster. She had particular concerns about the Hydra system, but was recalled before her team could investigate further. No patrols are scheduled for that sector. Do we want to send in a recon team? So you can get missions, pretty much the assignments here, unusual readings, throughout the Citadel and other places. They're usually not required, but for doing so you get some experience, so it's always a good idea to get those. Alright. And yeah, let's go here.
I understand what you're saying, but these allegations are very serious. I can't just... This is serious. My reputation is at stake. I spoke with the consul in confidence, and her alone, and she betrayed that confidence. All right. I will look into it for you. In the meantime, do not do anything rash.
These are Elcor. They are pretty slow. And they also tend to... What are you doing, Kaiden? They also tend to speak in an interesting way. And these guys are Volus. They are also pretty interesting guys. Neither of them are council races, but they are related to council races. Let's not talk to all that many people right now, because there's an achievement that I want to have, and it kind of requires us to get on with the plot really quickly for now. So let's do that, and yeah. Ah yes, Udina, the guide. Also receptionist.
Good day, Commander. The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
Commander?
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable people.
Heck yeah, we are notable people. Well, yeah, we are kind of heroes.
What is this place?
This is the Presidium. More specifically, you are at the Citadel embassies. If you have more questions, please access Udina.
What's that?
Oh, Udina is the virtual guide for the Citadel. Feel free to access the terminal yourself.
Yeah, so we have a guided tour, essentially.
What's your name? What do you do here?
My name is Cytheria. I'm the administrative assistant for the embassies.
Busy?
You seem to be distracted.
The embassies are the hub of all Citadel politics. When you represent trillions of citizens, it tends to get a little busy.
Indeed.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
Yep. I think the receptionist was also mentioned in the novel. Yeah, lots of diplomats here. Diplomatic archive. Got some more codex entries. And we got a level up out of reading codex entries. Awesome. That does happen, which is always nice. But yeah, I don't really want to talk to people just yet. I want to get all the codex entries, but not talk to people just yet. Ah, Executor Pawn. Hello there. We're just looking around and looking for computers to decrypt. Diplomatic advisory warning. The following message was transmitted from an untraceable account to multiple recipients across the extranet. Further monitoring of the situation is warranted. My fellow biotic, you have been selected to receive this transmission because of our shared plight. Few understand us, fewer tolerate us. We must stand together. We must build our own new world. Come, join us in the Hawking Eta cluster. Only as one body can we right the wrongs done to our kind. Another assignment. Alright. And this is the Citadel Embassy's bar.
Don't believe the rumors. The consort would never reveal her secrets.
Of course she would. She'd be tossed out the nearest airlock if she did.
I suppose. Besides, Nick, the consort's nothing like the girls back on the colonies. She's...
You don't have to do it with her. You can just talk to her if you want.
Is that all you did, Jazz? Just talk?
I didn't say that.
Ha! I bet you did too.
Shut up, Fredericks.
Whoa. Well, let's talk to the bartender.
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
Commander?
You know who I am?
Your arrival created a bigger-than-average stir among the diplomats and hangers-on around here. There's always something new happening around here. I could fill you in on some points of interest if you'd like.
Alright, fill me in.
What's going on around here?
Well, you found the embassies, not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the Emporium, and Shaira's. If you haven't heard of her, you soon will. If you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below. For entertainment, I try Flux or Cora's Den.
Entertainment?
Tell me about Flux and Cora's Den.
Well, Flux has gambling and dancing, certainly more lively than this place. Cora's Den, on the other hand, well, let's just say it's livelier and deadlier, all at the same time.
Yeah. Huh. They're both kind of bars. More livelier than this place, certainly.
What is Shaira's?
The consort, she entertains clients who can afford her services. Most of the diplomats and ambassadors have visited her at one time or another. She's a very powerful woman, but also very respected.
Alright. I should go.
Goodbye.
So long, Commander. Have a pleasant day.
Alright. Also, these guys are keepers. They just stand at consoles and don't do much. But they're quest related. Alright, well, we don't have much else to do here. So let's get on with things and go to Citadel Tower, where we shall try and present...
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be your
sometime later. Yeah. So let's go there. The tower is all the way there somewhere. But that will be for next time, and right now I also want to read a few more codex entries. For the most part, we will get a lot of information about all kinds of interesting things right now, especially technology and stuff. But since we're going to the Citadel Council, let's read about that.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
Yep, the Citadel is pretty amazing. And the Council.
The Council is an executive committee composed of representatives from the Asari Republics, the Turian Hierarchy, and the Solarian Union. Though they have no official power over the independent governments of other species, the Council's decisions carry great weight throughout the galaxy. No single Council race is strong enough to defy the other two, and all have a vested interest in compromise and cooperation. Each of the Council species has general characteristics associated with the various aspects of governing the galaxy. The Asari are typically seen as diplomats and mediators. The Solarians gather intelligence and information. The Turians provide the bulk of the military and peacekeeping forces. Any species granted an embassy on the Citadel is considered an associate member, bound by the accords of the Citadel Conventions. Associate members may bring issues to the attention of the Council, though they have no input on the decision. The Human Systems Alliance became an associate member of the Citadel in 2165.
Yes. Interestingly enough, the Batarians were also associates of the Citadel, but after certain incidents they were kicked out. Alright, and let's also read the personal history summary. Our profile that we selected. So, in this game, the option for Akuz says this. Both of your parents were in the Alliance military. Your childhood was spent on ships and stations as they transferred from posting to posting. Following in your parents' footsteps, you enlisted at the age of 18. One of your first missions was an expedition to investigate Akuz, a lush world on the outskirts of Alliance space that had suddenly dropped out of contact. Arriving on the surface, your patrol found the settlement intact, but there were no survivors. At nightfall, the Thresher Moss struck, mindless abominations of teeth and tentacles that rose from beneath the earth. Constant gunfire couldn't drown out the shrieks of your fellow soldiers as they were dragged down to a gruesome death. 50 Marines died on Akuz. You were the only one to make it back to the landing zone alive. A monument on the planet commemorates the massacre, a grim reminder of the price humanity must pay as they spread throughout the stars. Also lost your ship, if we take Unreal 2 into account. Alright, well that will be all for now, and I will see you next time. Later.